Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of On the Range podcast with Hogg Tactical and Kelley Defense. I am Mark Kelley, and as always, I am joined by my co-host and friend, Rick Hogg from Hogg Tactical. How's it going, buddy?
Man, Mark, let me tell you, I am on top of the world, my friend. Great shot show. Son just graduated from the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. Dude, let me tell you this: the Hogg clan's floating on cloud nine, man. Good show, awesome graduation. So zero complaints, as should you, the viewer, listener out there. You should have zero complaints. Why? Because you're on this side of the dirt, so that's always a good thing. But hey, guys, I want to thank you for giving me your most precious commodity to tune in, listen to us as we try to change the world just 1% every single day. Since you're out there surfing the interwebs, hey, do us a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Leave us a rating review. I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to bust you guys out a little bit. Been a little bit behind. So help us out. Help us out. Get the word out there. I don't care if it's a thumbs up emoji, right? Leave us something that just helps this whole crazy AI algorithm and lets more people enjoy the OTR universe. Since you're out surfing the interwebs, you might as well swing by warhog.com and kelleydefense.com. Sign up for those newsletters. Don't worry, we will not inundate you. I'm actually having some email issue dramas right now. Thanks, Google. Your massive AI machine sent my own email to spam and then causing spam dramas and here nor there. Anyway, keep signing up for them. Trust me, we'll get things worked out, or we'll find a third party and get you some newsletters when appropriate. Since you're out there just kind of surfing around the interwebs, you might as well swing by patreon.com/on the range podcast. Link up with like-minded individuals who want to be 1% better every single day. Bi-monthly Zoom call with me and Mark. It is just a fantastic group of people globally. 60 plus training videos on there, behind the scenes, things exclusive just for our patrons. Oh, don't forget our law enforcement community. We back the blue.
Yeah.
We don't sit there and pay lip service. We've got an LEO only special Patreon tier. So for all my LEOs out there, swing on by, man. Trust me, well worth it. And then since you're out there just cruising the interwebs, you might as well just swing by Vimeo, OTR Training on Demand. You know, if you don't want to be part of the Patreon page, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, but another access for you on that one. So, yeah, buddy, I think that's all our housekeeping for now.
Yeah, man. Wherever you are, everyone, thank you for making us part of your day. Today's episode is brought to you by the Firearms Training Notebook. 1% better every day, Rick. We live by it. We wrote a book about it. We're going to tell you a story about it. Sing a song about it. Guys, if you want to level up your training, if you want to take it to the next level, you want to find out where you're at right now and how to progress and see the progression, you got to go buy the Firearms Training Notebook. You can go to warhog.com, kelleydefense.com, get a signed copy, or you can just simply go to Amazon. You search the Firearms Training Notebook, or if you just search Rick Hogg, you're going to come up with the Firearms Training Notebook, 1% better every day. Go ahead and purchase it. Send it right to your house. Super convenient, super quick. Go ahead and grab yourself a copy and just take a look at your progression and just get that to the next level in your firearms training journey. Also, today's episode is also brought to you by these guys. Do a lot for us in the OTR universe. That's manscaped.com. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code OTR20, save yourself 20%. That's a boatload of cash, Rick, and get free shipping. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, you already brought it up. SHOT Show last week, big smash. Plus, you know, the Hogg family just contributed to public safety again. Big thanks to you guys. Super proud of him and happy for you guys. That was a big thing. And we also want to talk about a couple of things when it comes to business. We got some business things going on, Rick. We got some business things going on.
Big business.
Yeah, big stuff. Let's go ahead and start with the SHOT Show and give us a rundown on how that went. It looked like it was great.
Man. So SHOT Show for us, we actually started on Monday for the supplier showcase. Of course, you know, since we are doing manufacturing, hey, swing by there, see what's up, check on some pricing, do all that stuff. So really the supplier showcase that happens Monday and Tuesday, but if you're looking for materials, things made, that's kind of what that whole piece is. But really our SHOT Show started on Tuesday morning. Doors opened at 8:30. What time was our first meeting? 8:30. And it was pretty much meetings. Um, Briefly saw some people, wanted to sit there and chat longer. I just didn't have time. Right. So, Tuesday taking up a bunch of meetings. Wednesday we had some meetings, but we also had a couple big things. Aim point booth, man. So they had two for the whole SHOT Show at 11 and 2. They were giving away all kinds of goodies on top of guns and optics. So
Yeah.
At the 11 o'clock, lucky winner walked away with a Walther PDP, topped with an Aim Point Acro P2.
Dang.
Yeah, man. So they gave away Duty RDS as well, Acro P2, some swag, a bunch of limited edition knife. I mean, just some great stuff, man. All you had to do is swing by the booth and listen to yours truly hoop and holler and get the crowd fired up. 2 o'clock was a big deal because at the 11, Mark Green with the Gray Man, he did his book signing. So at 2, we did the same raffle again, gave away the Cobalt Kinetics Warhog Tactical Signature Series to a lucky winner. And then after that, we did some book signings of the Firearms Training Notebook. So there were some lucky folks out there at SHOT. We're able to get their copy. And on the backside, there was some copies of that, but there was also some copies of Combat Carbine, Be 1% Better Every Day instructional DVD from Panio Productions. So there it is, man. Yeah, that went out as well. So there were some lucky folks out at SHOT. You might have saw some couple people making some posts and doing some stuff. So yeah. But you brought up a key point, bud. It's this whole firearms journey. It's your journey. And how do you make yourself? Yeah. How do you make yourself 1% better? And, we've said it time and time again. I'll just repeat if you're a new viewer, listener, whatever the case may be, but there's so many guys that have no data. They don't even know where to start. The Firearms Training Notebook, it gives you a starting point to, enhance your skills. Because if you have a firearm, more than likely, you want to make yourself better with it. Okay, cool. How do we do it? Buy the book. It lays it out. Lays out a plan for you. We've got enough instructional information out there that will show you exactly what to do. And, oh, by the way, the Panio Productions, Warhog Tactical, Be 1% Better Every Day, it runs hand in hand with the book. So you get that power pack, and it's like, it's a no-brainer. Because I'm going to sit there and show you, right? I think there's 20 some odd chapters in the DVD, if I recollect correctly. But yeah, we shoot drills to show you how to do it, how to annotate data, how do we take that information, where do we go, how do we make ourselves better, how to use the pro timer, all that stuff, man. So, and then if you're looking for stuff, you can also swing by either the Warhog or the Kelley Defense stores on Amazon, and all that good stuff is, bam, right there for you. So
yeah. Those are cool too. We don't talk about those quite enough. We really don't, because almost everything that we use on the range is, some of that is available in Amazon stores for Kelley Defense Warhog Tactical. The pro timers, the shirts, all that stuff.
Yeah. All that. Yeah. So we try to put everything there, little one-stop shop. Whether it's the DVDs, timers, targets, books I like or would recommend besides the Firearms Training Notebook. There's a couple. Optics, glasses, ear pro, all that stuff, man. So it's really a pretty cool place. So just swing by Amazon, just type in, Warhog Tactical or Kelley Defense, and bam, check out the stores and, go from there.
Yeah.
So
before we go any further, let's go ahead and talk. Let's talk Manscaped.
Yeah. Important stuff.
One of our favorite subjects in the OTR universe. Yeah, make sure you go to manscaped.com. They give us a ton of support. Support for today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code OTR20, save yourself a boatload of cash, 20%, and get free shipping. Rick and I got shipped a couple of the performance packages. You can get the performance package 4.0, get the lawnmower 4.0, the weed whacker, the shed. Put all your stuff in the shed. It's a nice little carry case, a little bag, super cool marketing. Go
Mm-hmm.
check them out. And also they have boxer drawers. They send us some of those. Full disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
It's an impressive company. They do a lot of outreach. They do a lot of things for veteran homeless and all kinds of stuff. So, hey man, great company. Check them out. Go to manscaped.com, use the promo code OTR20, save yourself 20% and get free shipping. I didn't mean to cut you off, Rick. Were you going to say something about the SHOT Show?
No, we just had to cut it short. Wednesday. Normally
Yeah.
we'll sit there and run to Friday, but did a word of wisdom on that. I mean, that place is just behemoth, man. It just gets
Yeah,
bigger and bigger every single year.
it
And
does.
I just, dude, like I said, I did not even have time. People go, "Hey, did you see anything new?" Nope, saw nothing. Right? It was literally go from this booth to that booth to this booth, just knocking out business. So again, super excited
Yeah.
for 2023. What we got? Hopefully, we'll start seeing some new industry partners come on board. Shot just kind of lays the basic groundwork, and we'll do some follow up. And yeah, man, excited to see where things
Yeah.
go. So as of always, I'm always thinking about you, the viewer, listener out there. Trust me, we'll get you them coupon codes. So
Yeah.
retails for suckers, as Mark likes to say.
Yeah. I want to talk about some of the business stuff we have going on. And I also want to talk about a dispute between, quite frankly, a couple of companies and a couple of entertainers and commentary folks that I
Mm-hmm.
really like and really respect. It was kind of a wacky week for those companies, and we'll go into that. Rick and I talked about pre-production. We have a lot to say about this, but as far as the business is going, Rick, we talk about it all the time. You talk about the promo codes we try to get our folks. We talk about the training that we're trying to push out there, and
Mm-hmm.
and I want everybody to understand kind of what we're really striving for. The 1% better every day is really the shtick that we try to operate by. That was something that you came up with, and we ran with it with the book. Some of the trainings that we do and the attitudes that we have, we try to preach some of the stuff that's worked for us and what we're still trying to perfect. It's always striving to get better. You can
Mm-hmm.
never get that perfection, and we talk about that stuff all the time. But that's the same way that we approach our business as well. I got the new shirts. You got your
Mm-hmm.
products with the DVDs, and we push that stuff out and we let you guys know. And what we're trying to do is come take a look at us so that you can buy one of the DVDs. You can attend some of the training. You can get the notebook. You can take your journey in your firearms training and become 1% better every day. And then what's really cool is not necessarily the stuff you're doing every single thing that you're trying to do. It's the end result when you start to track that progression with the firearms training notebook and see how quickly you can see it and start to realize, hey man, all I got to do is just stay the course, keep
Mm-hmm.
taking little bites at a time. And I'm going to get where I'm trying to get to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a huge point, Mark, right? So it's, especially in the firearm side, and it applies to life. If you kind of do what you've always done, you're going to get what you always got. So what are those little incremental changes we're doing as well? So here's a prime example. Is it best for you to put your sling swivel at the very end of that rail? Well, maybe get a short rail. I don't know. Can you go full length? Does it work better? Do you even change it? Do you even try anything? Right? Or is it, let me do what I've always done? Because that's the way I do it. And part of it is people need to understand, especially on the firearm side, it's okay to try something, right? So I've talked about this time and time again. Concealed carry. If you buy new garments, you better go try them out first and make sure they're going to work for you. Is there anything wrong with just, hey, let me practice just, drawn from concealment from this new whatever I've got? Man, this thing kind of stinks. It looks all right, but here's a little snag point, or it's a little snug here, or this isn't working for me, or do I want to sit there and put more time and effort? Do I want to sit there and just say, this garment's not going to work? You can apply that to everything in life. And that's the whole point is, think about the fitness side. Today's Monday, so it's back and buys. Okay, dude. Are you changing anything up? Uh, I don't want to do no cardio. Trust me, I was that guy, right? Running's for cowards. If I'm out of shape, I got to stand there and fight. I can't go nowhere. It briefs well, doesn't execute well, but
Right.
my whole point, my whole point, change things up, right? If you do the same thing all the time, especially on the weightlifting side, man, well, I gotta go to the gym. Dude, be excited about it. Man, I got this brute force and impact. What am I gonna do with this thing today? Throw up. Um, all depends what
Yeah.
you want to do, right? But that's the whole thing, is just make those incremental changes and you'll see it. You'll see the difference. But especially on the firearm side, it's your race. Nobody else's. Warhog self eval. Key part, self. Everyone always goes, what's the time? What's the score? Self eval. I'm just looking for performance on demand.
Right.
When the little buzzer goes, you may start. Are you sitting there starting, or are you falling apart? And it doesn't lie to you. The bullet holes in the target don't lie to you. So don't sit there.
Yeah.
If you had a crappy run, okay, cool. I just need to go work on it that much more. So all good.
Yeah. And it's the same way that we take business. This shirt is a prototype. It's probably going to change 3 or 4 more times just to get it the way we want it. At some point, you do have to execute. But yeah, we're going to try to make things a little bit better products. And same with our programs. We make tweaks to them all the time. We did something with the Banff hammer, worked out really well. It's something that I think at some point we will implement full time if we have certain type of police officers out there. So it's always trying to make it better, always trying to get a little bit closer to where we want to be, where we're being as efficient and maximizing everything that we can so that we can give everything we want to out there and everybody can afford it. And it's going to grow. It's going to scale. And we're working on that all the time. We talk about this stuff all the time. Now, we don't get silly with it where we don't talk about nothing else. The good stuff, we don't miss that stuff up. But at the same time, it's always striving to be just a little bit better at everything. How can we make things a little more efficient? And we had a conversation about these entertainers. Let's go ahead and pivot into that.
Yeah, buddy.
So, yeah, Steven Crowder, comedian. He's a free speech advocate, monster talent, conservative commentary, has a show called Louder with Crowder. Just recently got out of his contract. It expired and he left the Blaze Network, Glenn Beck and all those guys. Super, super talented cat. He comes out with a video and he's talking about a company that made him an offer that he thought was offensive, the way they treated him, the way they lowballed him, and all these other things. He didn't say who it was, but a couple days later, one of the owners of Ben Shapiro's company, Daily Wire, came out, brought the offer sheet, not the offer sheet, what do we call them? A term sheet.
Term sheet. Yep.
Had the term sheet out and went through it line by line. Now, some of the stuff he was saying and he was explaining, very comprehensive, very good. And I love the Daily Wire as well. Love the Daily Wire as well. I like Ben Shapiro. I like the articles that they write. I'm a member so that I can keep on top of things. I think they report very fairly and very well. They do very well. They have a lot of talent on that as well. They have Michael Knowles. They have Matt Walsh. A lot of great talents over there. Candace Owens. Well, it was an ugly split for these two friends, Jeremy from Daily Wire and Steven Crowder. And I'm going to go over just a little bit. I don't know. I can't verbatim. I'm not going to bore everybody, Rick, about reading the whole term sheet because it's available. You can watch the video on YouTube and watch what he explains that went wrong. And he's kind of selling it as, hey, this is the way a lot of people do it. This is the way that business is. I don't necessarily agree with that. So I'm going to go over a few of the things that was in there that Steve Crowder didn't like in the position that he took. Now I can say from right out of the gate, Rick, that the Daily Wire is very shrewd, very good business people, without a doubt. They are making a boatload of cash over there at Daily Wire. They're also doing a lot of good. They took Gina Carano, gave her that movie, got some other folks, produced some good movies. They're now producing family-friendly, children's stuff that you don't have to worry any kind of woke agenda or any offensive stuff in there. They're doing a lot of good. They also, if you remember, when it went to the Supreme Court that they were going to try to force people to take these jabs, they spearheaded that defense, argued it in front of the Supreme Court, and won. So they're doing a lot of good stuff. However, they go to a guy like Steven Crowder and offer him $50 million for 4 years. along with that, there was penalty. They called that a fee. It's not a salary. It's a fee. He had to do 192 shows a year. They owned the merchandise, controlled the email list, and some other things. He had to pay for production. Now, when you break that down, you're talking $65,000 an episode. Ben Shapiro has, $1 million, something like that. The Daily Wire has, and you're going to just shake your head, 900,000 paid subscriptions. 900,000 paid subscriptions. That is a lot of money every month. That is a lot of money. However, Steven Crowder, a monster talent. He's got he's just under 6 million followers on YouTube. 6 million. Now, we've dealt with this business for a couple years now, and we know what we would get paid for spots, reading a spot on a show. What do you think someone who's getting over 1 million views per episode is going to get if he does 3 reads? Tens of thousands per read.
Yep.
It's simple math, Rick. Simple math. That's 65,000 an episode. It's not even close. And they would be making that money. Crowder wouldn't make that money. They would be selling the ads. So I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, because Crowder took it very personal. They're shrewd. Crowder's emotional.
Yeah.
That's where the clash is happening.
Here's the thing, right? So to the average person, they're going to go 50 million. I'll take it. Right. But as a business person, now you got to start stepping back or unfolding the onion, for lack of better terms. Okay, cool. Now I got to pay for this, right? So I got to pay for production cost, right? And I don't know what his production cost is, but now I've got to, factor that in. So now that takes that 50 down somewhere lower, right? Oh, the ad space that I could be getting, I'm not getting that revenue anymore. Okay. Bumps it down lower, my material, my merchandise, all that stuff. I've got zero control. What's the number one thing if you're going to do some type of business deal? There's some type of, collab partnership going on. Hey, you might sit there and go, all right, hey, dude, you're going to sell my merchandise. All right, cool. Give me a buck a shirt or something, right? But to sell my name, to sell my mark, and I get nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you want to have my content, okay, is it a co-use content? It just seemed like the deal was very one-sided. And then there's some more things that you get deeper in there. So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, if he were to get booted off of social media, that was going to be what, $100,000 penalty per month?
Yeah, it was going to be a penalty, correct.
So you're asking him to do free speech. Okay. Here's the problem with all of this. All these platforms, they change their rules mid-stroke, right? So for example, if you guys are looking for that surefire suppressor video I did, it got pulled, right? Because somehow YouTube said, oh, I'm showing you how to attach things to a firearm. So I guess I can't show you how to attach an optic, because God forbid, they'll be after me for that one, or who knows, right? But the thing's been up there for years. Why didn't they pull it day one? They just changed things mid-stroke, right? Why did my own email wind up in the junk box, right? Going from me to me. Because Google and all these other cats, it's all manipulated. So you're going to put a clause in there that says if you get booted off of any one of these platforms, which you have zero control, right? All they got to do is go, oh, no, man, we don't like your free speech. Or you said something, that offended somebody. Dude, no way. If you're promoting the first, promote the first. And, oh, by the way, we'll back you. Or we'll figure out another avenue, approach, something. But I'm not going to penalize you. So it from my standpoint, and again, I don't know all the numbers. And again, for the viewers, listeners, yes, $50 million is a lot of money. But at the end of the day, when you start whittling all this down, right, costs and everything else, and then, you got to look at what's my lost revenue as well. Because he's losing, right? You're giving up your rights. to your stuff. So you look at NFL teams. Where do they make their money? It's not putting butts at seats at the games. It's in all their merchandise and all their
Oh,
licensing
dude.
deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the money's made. So that would offend me. Now if you want to do something co-branded, okay, cool. I'm good with that, and we can work the numbers out there, and that's part of your term sheet and all your other stuff. Whenever you get down to the contractual stuff. But yeah, I would be offended as well. You
Yeah.
know, it,
Yeah. And
at
he
least
kind of took,
meet me in the middle.
yeah, he kind of took a high road saying, well, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the money. It was about the free speech and all this. Look, when you're talking numbers, $50 million, and you have somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 employees yourself, it's about the money.
Hmm.
So I do agree. Steven Crowder's probably thinking the same thing you. I have no control. You want me to play by their
Hmm.
rules when I want to do my show and then know it's going to conflict at some point, and then you're going to
Hmm.
penalize me for it?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to work for me. So I get that, but he took a little bit of the high road. I'm sorry, Steven Crowder. It's about money. It's about money. He did the simple math just like we did. Let's say
Hmm.
he gets $15,000 per read.
Hmm.
$15,000 per read. That's 45,000 per episode. He's almost made how much he was going to make just from their fee. They made it back already just in that. That's just an ad revenue.
Hmm.
That's and again, we told you, friends, that this guy has 6 million people following him. If he
Hmm.
brings a tenth of that on top of what he's already got, dude, he's almost going to match what their total subscription base for Daily Wire is right now. They're going to double their money. I agree. It's not so much for him, I think, because he's a monster talent. He's going to get those type of offers. There's not a whole lot of people that can offer, but there's people out there that can.
Hmm.
Fox News, shoot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other media companies out there that can do it. And even if he just opened up his own website, and he's got a crew called, like, we have our Patreon page. He's got something called the Mug. I think the Mug members or something like that. Or anyway, he has like a coffee mug he's always holding.
Hmm.
And, he could sell subscriptions to that and make that
Yeah.
and not have to change anything, not have to change
Right.
anything. Plus
But
he still gets his merchandise ad revenue that he could go out and get on his own.
yeah, but the part is, Mark, it's when you venture into a business deal, it's got to make sense, right? And that would be like somebody going, "Hey, we'll give you all of this, but however, here's the stipulation." And dude, I've had some of them crazy deals, right? Oh, dude, you know, you want me to do what and what? No, I don't care what. Beat it, right? Because the deal stinks from the get go. And at that point, I'm not even negotiating, right? I got it. There might be some points where you sit there and go, "Hey, man, couple bucks here, a couple bucks there. Hey, can we meet in the middle on this or that or production costs or whatever?" Right? I get that. But when you look at these agreements, and it's very one sided, you know, I
Oh,
don't blame
dude.
them. I
Yeah.
personally, eh, yes, you can sit there and go, "I'm going to make money," but sometimes it's principle based, right? Like you just spit in my face. You know, if I came back and said, this, and this is okay, but I don't like this, this, and this, and they're willing to at
Yeah.
least negotiate, I could work it. But man, and I've been there, man, when they're one sided, sorry. And then
Yeah.
you walk away going, you learn something, right? All deals that I've dealt with that have gone south and everything, I've learned something from it. You know, maybe it's been, hey, get something to me sooner, right? Let's quit wasting our time going back and forth, and then you dump something finally and go, you've lost your mind.
Yeah.
Because you've got other potentials that he could have lost, or you just go, I'll do it myself. So
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are going to do it, going to start doing that, especially a monster talent like Steven. Monster
mhm.
talent. I mean, monster following. And, I can't believe Ben Shapiro and Jeremy, I can't remember Jeremy's last name, but over there at the Daily Wire, there's no way they thought he was going to just say yes to that. I don't believe they thought that at all. I think they thought he was going to counter, or at least negotiate. I think he had a counter upwards of 120 some $1 million for 3 years or something.
Mhm.
Um, but very, very similar. And they just said they couldn't do it. Um,
Yeah.
I understand they got to make money.
Mhm,
It takes money to grow. It takes money to do some of the things they want to do, the outreach,
mhm.
the fighting for things. But I don't really see a horrible good guy, bad guy in either of this. It's a deal
No,
that didn't work out. It's just a deal that didn't work out.
and there's deals that don't work every single day, and
Right.
they're not always for $50 million, right?
Well, that's true.
Sometimes, here's the thing. I'll just tell you from personal experience. Sometimes, you know what? It's not worth it, right? And again, I don't know all of Steven's background, business dealings, everything else. But sometimes when you've been snake bit, you're like, you know what, dude? If the agreement isn't at least somewhere in the middle and it's all one sided, I've been down this road, right?
Yeah.
And and his comment of it might not be about the money. I mean, there could be some truth to it potentially, right? It could be a principle based where, yeah, you want to offer me this, but I'm giving up this, and yes, my 50 now comes to 25 or whatever it winds up being, plus all the lost revenue. You can go down to almost go, yeah, dude, it's not even cost effective. So
Right.
I can't fault them for it, right? And I caution people. It's kind of like when you win the lottery. Oh, I just won me $1.2 billion. Well, here's 300 million. Well, what about the rest? Taxes, you know. But you don't hear anyone bitching about the lottery
Mm.
because I don't think they fully understand, nor do they really sign any legal documents or anything like that. But the point being is, don't always let the dollars don't let your decision making process be skewed, especially when, dude, it doesn't take nothing to go. That's a one sided contract right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said, he was at Fox News initially, and then he went to the Blaze, and now he's done with that. So he's looked at contracts before. He could have
Hmm.
very easily realized how much potential money he can make without having anything taken away from, like, the rights to his merch or the right to the shows. Not have to, he's still paying for production, but at the same time, yeah, he had, it didn't take him but 2 seconds and his calculator on his Apple Watch, and it was over. It was over.
Hmm.
But you know, there's another piece to that too, that him taking it so personal. Obviously, he took it personal, and I
Hmm.
don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, this is where, let's think about it. Business is it's a tricky slope, right? Because again, I don't know their personal relationships. So let's use us for example. We're in essence business partners, right? Let's say
Yeah,
Mark wakes up. Let's say Mark wakes up tomorrow morning and goes, "Hey, Rick, sign this." And when I'm reading, it's all Kelley Defense driven, right? Wouldn't Am I going to take it personal? Yeah, dude. Probably more than if it was just a regular company. So
that's a good
I,
point.
I don't know that personal relationship, right? That's the part I
There
can't
there
speak.
was there was they were very good friends. Matter of fact, I think Ben Shapiro was actually acted as his first attorney to get his first big contract with Fox. So
Okay.
there's a lot of history there. Maybe,
Hmm.
that's a great point. I didn't even look at it that angle, that relationship that preceded this offer when they weren't in business together probably
Hmm.
stung a lot. Probably stung quite a bit.
Think think about it. If
Yeah.
I were to sit there, and send you over a contract tomorrow, and oh, Mark, we're going to pull everything Kelley Defense off of anything that we're co-branding,
Yeah.
right?
You now own
And
all
then
these shirts, and I don't
I
get
own all those shirts.
Yeah.
You get
Right.
nothing, right? I got the Kelley Defense logo. I got that. I got control of everything, dude. Tell me you're not going to take that personal. You're
Yeah.
going to be like, you might do it
Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, that can be, you know, a relationship friendship breaker. And
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not
It's
saying that,
obvious. It's obvious for
yeah,
these guys, man.
but it's that balance, right? We're friends. Okay. We want to see both of us prosper. So why am I going to sit there and throw something so one-sided? You know, no,
Yeah.
Mark, you cannot put your name on the podcast. Mark, you cannot put your name on the book. Come on, man. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, had to have
And
stung big time.
yeah.
He's a
So
monster. He's a monster talent. He's going to be fine. He's going to be
sure.
absolutely fine.
It,
And I really thought that they thought he was going to, just think this was just doing regular business.
mhm.
I really thought
He'll
they
be
felt that.
yeah, he'll be fine in essence, but again, you don't know how tight that relationship is. It
Yeah.
is a potential friendship gone. And here's the crazy part. Gone over what? Money?
Yeah. I
You
know.
know, and people will say that, oh, money will buy you happiness. It'll buy you some fake happiness, right? There are plenty of
Yeah.
people that are just skimming by that are happier than anything. And then you look at people like look around. There's a book. I can't remember the name of it. But a guy wrote after winning the lottery, and basically he said winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to him. Worst thing, right? Now he's got millions of dollars, but all of a sudden, all these leeches start coming out of the woodwork. People he'd never talked to in years, right? And depending on your personality, yeah, dude, I'll help you out. Yeah, here's a loan. Yeah, you're never getting the loan back. Oh, man, your car is all broke. Here, just go get your new car, right? And then next you know, he's bankrupt, right? So eh, I'm telling you, would you rather sit there with $50 million in your pocket and be just miserable, or have your close circle of friends, be doing okay, and be happy, man? Wake up every morning going, "Whoa, what are we gonna do today? I don't know. Let's go figure it out."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that to me
It
would
got
be
ugly. I know that it got
yeah.
ugly for those. Yeah. Steven ended up releasing, my man was recording their phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
My man was recording the phone calls and then start playing them on the air. It just got ugly. And
Yeah.
the weird thing is those phone calls were being recorded at a time that it really was in the infancy of the offer. It wasn't even adversarial at this point. They were friends. And he decided to make those. Now, I know what the argument is. Hey, we're talking $50 million here, Mark. I want to make sure I'm crossing okay. Fair enough. But he's your
Yeah, but
friend.
dude,
He's your friend.
I'm gonna tell you this, right? This is what you don't know. And again, I am not a lawyer, and trust me, I get legal advice when it comes to contracts. And I've had some contracts come my way that the lawyer's going, "Hey, you know what this says?" I don't know. Looks like some benign words to me. Oh, no, no, no. Au contraire, right? We don't know all the legalese tied in there. I mean, this thing can get deep, right? When you start putting pen to paper, yeah, you can sit there and go, "Hey, I'm going to pay you $50 million. All right, cool. We're going to start with that. Whew. All right, I'm excited." And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, we start line by line.
Get to line 2. Like, whoa, wait a
You're like,
second, man.
"All right, I got to pay for production
Yeah.
costs." All right, well, maybe you're sitting there going, "All right, maybe my production guys are better than yours, or I've already got my crew established." Well, all right, maybe. Let me figure out what the numbers are there. But when you start going down and it's all just one-sided, man,
And gets worse and worse and
and
worse.
worse and
Yeah.
worse. And worse yet, worse yet, to me, it's the friendship thing, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing if it's just a benign business. All right, dude, beat it. But when you've got history with that person,
Yeah.
man, how many different lines, how many knives are going in my back? Over what? Money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It got ugly.
Yeah.
Because
And
Steven Crowder was never going to not make that money.
mhm,
He was never going to not make that. No matter what he does or where he goes, he's going to be making that kind of monster money,
sure.
probably more.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It, it
you brought up a good point. It almost would have been better to just do some kind of a collab, maybe some kind of a contract employee,
yeah.
not necessarily like a fee for, extended period of time. Like, hey, you know what, if you want to come on and do a 5 series of shows or whatever, here's a quick little term sheet for just that. We just
Yeah.
kind of work
I
together on it, something, share the ad revenue, whatever.
look.
Because I know that Matt Walsh, what is a woman,
Mhm,
a documentary that he made, dude, that didn't
mhm.
cost hardly anything to make. It's just him and someone walking around with a camera, and
Yeah.
him commentating and doing some editing and stuff and some post-production things. But dude, That thing made a boatload of cash. They had all
Mhm.
kinds of subscribers jump on board just to watch that. Now, how many
Yeah.
of them hung around after a few months? I don't know, but I'm sure it
It,
had to make a bump big time.
it, but here's the deal, right? So it's like, why did they want 162 or 196, whatever the number was, episodes, right?
192 shows a year.
100
I guess they
192
figured it
shows.
was based on a 40-hour week or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, think about it. You hit the key thing. So if you're running a subscription style business, how are you keeping them? You
Yeah.
gotta feed them something, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm a product based company, I better have something coming out all the time.
Yeah.
You go, oh,
Yeah.
here's the new whatever. Yeah, keep me on the subscription. Let me keep getting it.
That's
So
another great point. If you look at it that way, they do have a good staff of talent over there.
Mhm.
But if you're just looking at the talent aspect, what Steven is doing as far as his personality, his celebrity, his
Mhm.
talent, bringing to Daily Wire, along with a good majority of folks who they probably double their subscription base at the Daily
Mhm.
Wire. What
Yeah,
are they giving him? What are they giving
dude.
him
It,
comparatively to what he's bringing to the table? And it's not, you're going to make me
no.
pay for my production cost,
Yeah.
bro.
Or hey, meet me in the middle, right? Or
Jeez.
something. But how about this? He's got his own kind of subscription base. Dude, I can run, oh, hey, mug crew, check it out. We got a monthly mug collector
Hmm.
item.
Yeah.
Only X amount available. You don't think them things are going to sell? Of course they're going to sell.
Oh, dude,
You, you
like
know, it,
hotcakes.
it, so I just, I look at objectively standing from the outside, going, all right, the dollars affect a potential friendship. And then why was it so one sided?
Mm,
I can see going, hey, we want this number of episodes. Okay, I got that. But now we want your name. We want your logo. We want your
yeah.
merch. We want this.
We own everything.
Everything, right? I can't even stick it on my YouTube to double dip, even if it's a month down the road, right? Give me something. Nothing. Eh,
That's funny you said that. The only thing he was allowed that they were going to let him keep was his Instagram and his Twitter.
mhm. But here's the thing, man. When you start going in these contracts, brother, I've seen it. You have to mother may I, right? There's rules. Oh,
Oh yeah.
before you post, we need to make sure it fits the guidelines.
Yeah.
Really, dude? Uh, so yeah, they let him keep his Twitter and his Instagram. At what cost to that?
Dude.
Right?
Dude.
So if they're already doing all that other stuff, I guarantee there are rules in there. Oh, you'll post about
Yeah.
the show once
And
a day.
there's a cash penalty too.
Yeah.
Cash
Well, think about
penalty.
it.
Wow.
It, it you're going to penalize a guy for something you have zero control. I
Hmm.
could see if you go, hey, you did not make your mark. And even then, like, let's say we had a contractual deal that says, Mark, you must produce X amount of Vantage points per year. And let's say Mark falls short. Well, what happened? Did Mark get sick? Did he have a family emergency? Did something happen along the way? Right? You got to put the human side in there at points. If
Yeah.
Mark's just sitting there and all he's doing is posting pics from the Bahamas, sipping on his little freaking frou-frou drinks, ain't seen a microphone
Playing
once.
video games.
Yeah. Now we're gonna sit there. All right, dude. Yeah, you're in
Yeah.
breach of contract.
Yeah.
But if he gets maybe one pic of him in the hospital, body cast from eyelashes to
From
freaking toenails, it's like, all right, dude.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll let
That's
you
an
recoup
excused
and
absence today.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, it's amazing. It was an interesting story, and it certainly looks like, I'm sure at some point they'll probably patch things up from afar, hopefully. But
yeah,
yeah, man,
but
it is a big
yeah,
number. It is a big number, and everybody, I'd love to have 50 million, dude. I get it. I get it. But
yeah,
at the same time, like you said, what's it worth? And his talent is undeniable.
but
Undeniable. He's very good at what he does. And
it, it's not even that though, Mark. Right? To me, it's almost a slap in the face.
mhm.
It's that insult to go, yeah, we're going to offer you this, but it's really not that. And I would say this: I'd love to hear people's opinion. So
Yeah.
go down to them comments below. Type away. Let us know what you think. And trust me, I'm going to start getting more proactive and being interactive on the YouTube sides. But yeah, let us know what you think, man. If you think we're
Yeah,
wrong,
man.
tell us we're wrong. If you think we're right,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah. Mark and Rick, you guys are full of crap. Okay. Let's hear about it.
yeah, tell me, give me your explanation. You know.
Yeah.
So
We need to start doing lives again. Those are fun. We need to
yeah,
start throwing some of those
yeah,
in there.
I think we
Maybe
should.
we'll,
Fine.
yeah, we've only had to throw
Yeah.
off like a handful of people. Most people are pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it wasn't so much. There's just a couple. We got a couple that are way out there,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, dude.
Yeah.
But for the most
Yeah.
part,
So,
I don't care what your opinion is. Let's have a conversation.
no.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
America,
That's what it's all about,
America,
right? Yeah.
First Amendment,
America.
man.
Yeah.
Book says I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We're going to keep trying to do that too.
yeah, as long as the AI algorithm, my they're talking about First Amendment. You have class documents, though, just don't have any, First Amendment violations, which I don't know what is, but
Yeah.
unbelievable.
We eclipsed 400 published episodes
Woo,
of On the Range
nice.
podcast, and the
Wow.
universe. Yeah. A handful of those were rebroadcast of classic and popular shows. But yeah, we've eclipsed 400 episodes. Big thanks to everybody out there. Big thanks to everybody out there
Yeah.
for allowing us to do this. Yeah. So while you're out there, clicking subscriptions to all of our stuff on all of our social media pages, go to warhog.com, go to kelleydefense.com. Make sure you check out our training calendars, our merch. You get pretty soon. I think you're going to be able to get these on your website, aren't you, Rick?
Yeah, buddy.
At some
combo
point.
pack combo pack DVD and the Firearms Training Notebook. So yeah,
The combat carbine and firearms training notebook combo. Love it.
Mm-hmm. I'll even sign them both if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. All you got to do is go to warhog.com, check out all his stuff. He's got plenty of stuff out there. He's got some classes coming up. Go check out the training calendars. Make sure you go to Patreon. Go ahead, buddy.
No, I was just saying we got classes. So 28, 29 January, Maxton, North Carolina, 1 day low light pistol, and then excuse me, 1 day carbine.
Yep. Then we also have Warhog Tactical and Kelley Defense pistol, March 25th in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Also have Warhog Tactical and Kelley Defense rifle in West Elkton, Ohio again. That's the 26th of March. It's a Sunday. There's still a few spots left for those two. Those days we're almost closing those out, so jump on those. We also have a Kelley Defense pistol coming up. I haven't decided if it's going to be the 15th or the 20th of April, but I'll let you know. That's also going to be in Ohio. So keep an eye out for that. So go to, here's another thing too. The Patreon, we're starting to get a little bit of traction on that. We've had the webinars. That was open to the public as well. You just go to the websites and sign up and register. We also have the Zoom calls, like Rick mentioned. Those are, also open to the public. You have to go register at the websites, but those have been a lot of fun. And we starting to pick up some traction for the LEO guys. The LEO guys, you get that special pricing. You have a special tier for LE only. All you got to do is just provide a little bit of proof. We're not going to ask you for, any kind of secrets or anything. But we just want to make sure that when we put out that LEO only content and we have those LEO only events on the Patreon page that, we know we're helping some legitimate law enforcement officers. So make sure you take advantage of that. It's a great price point too, guys and gals in blue. Hey, that's a rhyme. Dude, we're getting good. We're getting good at this, man. It's a good price point. Go check it out. And plus, a lot of times there's announcements on there and you have first crack at announcements, shows, behind the scenes. I know Rick's going to have some footage he's going to put up there from the SHOT Show. But yeah, it's going to be great. It's already great. The group on there's an international group, a lot of fun, and join in on those calls, man, and ladies. Yeah. So super excited about that. But yeah, man, anything else, Rick?
I do. I've got a big shout out. So from the shout out Apple Podcast side, Fisher.
Oh, is this a review?
it is a review, but this is a year
Oh,
ago, right? This is a year ago
okay.
from Fisher 911. So Fisher 911 gave us 5 stars and 3, not 1, but 3 eggplant emojis, right? It can be done. And that was back when we were saying, "Hey, just give us a thumbs up," or somehow the emoji that I think somebody told me they tried to do an eggplant and it wouldn't go through, but Fisher 911 did it. So, and then really when you look at it, our last one, November 27th of last year.
Oh,
So that was,
shoot.
yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
guys and gals.
So that was from PBI Patrick, and always worth listening to. So PBI Patrick, thank you for the comment and review. But guys, November, really? Come on.
What can you read his comment, or is it something that
Yeah. No, he said always. So that was his comment. Always worth listening to.
oh,
So PBI
yeah,
Patrick, that was his. Always worth listening to. Jameson Doc Sharp was on January. So we went from November, right? So this is the crazy part. We go from November 27th, our last one of last year, jumps back to January 26th of 2022 from Jameson Doc Sharp. Appreciate both of these patrons for sharing and making the world a better place through their training and advocacy online for our military and law enforcement community. U.S. flag emoji. So
yeah,
thanks, Jameson. Appreciate it, buddy. But yeah,
yeah.
and then
That's a
we start
pleasure.
going back.
Pleasure's all ours, man.
Yeah.
That's a big
And we start
gap,
going
bro.
back. Yeah. So again, guys, not trying to be a pain, but please, you listen to the show, just do us a favor because that stuff matters, right? That's what's
Mm-hmm.
going to help us. I keep talking about this AI stuff out there, dude. I'm telling you, I know it goes on. I know for a fact. So just help us, help you, help everybody, and just swing by. Trust me, mine's out there. Unfortunately, I can't hit the button any more times. So yeah.
Yeah. So awesome, man. Great show, Rick.
Yeah.
Interesting to hear your take on that. I had this very same thought of a lot of that stuff with those contracts. It's a shame. Hopefully those guys will get together and work all that out. But
I
yeah,
hope so.
yeah. I mean, you're right. It is business. Business is business. But
Mhm.
you know, it's different when it's your friend. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
They're not going to get the same. They're not going to get the same deal that Rick Hogg gets. Just not going to happen. So. All right, buddy. Glad to have you back, pal. Glad everything went well. A big thanks to the Hogg family for joining the public safety realm one more time. Everybody be safe out there. So why don't you go ahead and close it up, Rick? I always love it when you do that.
Yeah, man. So you guys train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.
Boom.